Welcome to Sporter Kings. My name is St. Curran with Brandman Brandon, Brian the Grizzly, and Kenny Sparks back with us again. So we have been watching Gen V, doing all that good stuff, doing weekly episodes. We are finally at the end of the season, so we're going to talk about episode 8, the end of season 1, the madness of it all. So it is going to be full spoilers, just so you know, putting it right here, right in the front. Spoilers. So if you haven't watched it, put pause on this video, go check it out. Come back and let's talk about Gen V. But before we do, real quick, Kenny, you want to give a quick shout out to your channel?
Sure. Yeah, I'm Kenny from the Kenny Sparks channel. You guys can find me by just going at Kenny Sparks period, and you'll find all of my content there: movie reviews, trailer reactions, video essays, all kinds, and live streams as well. So yeah, you can find me over there.
Yeah. So we'll start with Brandon and we'll kind of work our way around back up. But real quick, Tony put Kate is effing manic. Like maniac.
Maniac.
She is insane. She is man, we are definitely gonna talk about her. But yeah, Tony's hanging out with us. But Brandman, what you think about finale? Not the whole show, just this one episode. What you think about it?
This is what I like out of my season finales. This was just all out pandemonium, dude.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was awesome. It had me glued to the screen. The last several minutes with the cameos were great too. It was just I thought it had everything what it delivered on everything that the whole season was kind of building up to. I thought.
Yeah.
And it left and it had me like really excited for the second season, because I'm kind of like, what happens now? And now I got to wait a year and a half, however long that it takes to come out. Yeah. Kate was freaking nuts.
Yeah, she was.
Yeah.
Holy crap. Think
Any other like standouts?
Say what?
Any other like standouts besides like Kate, or anything you didn't see coming?
I didn't think Marie was going to explode her arm, but I was happy she did. She did the right thing. She was right to do that shit.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my bad.
And then
fix that for you. You should start putting pieces of her arm back together.
And like I said, I didn't expect the cameos, but I kind of the cameos work. This is set in the boys universe, so
Yeah.
it was nice to kind of have that connective tissue. I know I've kind of touched on me being fine with it being in its own little corner with minimal cameos in the past. I know I touched on that, but it very much worked. The way that they worked that in there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about you? Okay. What about you, Kenny?
Yeah. So this episode was great. Totally enjoyed it. Did anyone else get kind of like the Professor X Magneto kind of vibes from between Kate and is it Maria? No, it's not Maria. Marie. Yeah, from Marie. Like Kate goes full Brotherhood of Evil Mutants kind of situation, and Marie is trying to save all the humans and trying to make sure that she's doing good in general. Like I really got those vibes, and I enjoyed that part of it because I could see Kate's point. Like they're trying to keep us down. They're developing a virus on campus to try to kill us all. Like, of course,
they use us to study. They studied us to create.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I thought that they both had their good points. I was actually kind of a little bit on Kate's side, or not on Kate's side with the murder of Dev Kill. But I was like,
you're a Homelander. I love it.
You're Homelander.
I could definitely understand where she was coming from. Yeah. So, and I did thoroughly enjoy what is the brother's name? The brother of
Sam.
Sam. Enjoyed Sam's his basically
his change,
like
his
a
turn,
his art. Yeah.
That like he went to one KKK meeting and he was like, "This is the way it's supposed to be." So it was really good in that respect. And I think
it's like they speaking to me.
Yeah. The most insane part was Kate telling Sam not to feel anything. That was wild. that was a big moment because essentially she's like, no, I'm using you to do what I want to do. So she's got a
He
little bit
asked
of
for
that.
it though. He asked for it.
Yeah,
did.
you're right. You're right.
He
Because
did.
his figment of his imagination brother was telling him not to do this, which was
It's
very
moral compass. It was his
his
moral
moral
It was
compass.
like his Jiminy
Yeah.
Cricket, like inside, like telling him like
exactly.
not to do it.
Yeah.
I thought he was gonna turn. I'm like, no, he can. And then nope, he went full on, Magneto side.
Yeah. So the last thing I'll say about it is I have a both sides of the same coin kind of thing with the cameo, only because like I thought it was good. I enjoyed the cameo. However, I also felt like I would love for the show to resolve its own issues, if that makes any sense, right? Without just bringing in Homelander to be like, oh, so he's the only way that this situation could have ended. I'm like, well, you guys built up these characters throughout this entire season. I would have loved to see how they would have handled it themselves. Even though I enjoyed the cameo, it made sense for the PR girl who's horrible.
Ashley.
Yeah, Ashley, who's horrible. It made sense for sure. Like, yeah, I got to call Homelander. It makes sense, but at the same time, it's kind of like, well, I want to see how Marie would have. Well, she did blow up the girl's arm. Would have like resolved the situation in its entirety. But great season. I know we're not talking about the full season, but I thought that was a great season finale for sure.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, you, Brian?
Actually, I said I enjoyed all of this. This episode, I thought it was really cool. I enjoyed seeing them. I've said last episode that it felt very X-Men-ish, right?
Yeah, we're talking about that.
And I thought the way they set it all up was great. And then I knew towards the end when I started seeing these cameos that they were going to use this to set up season 4 of The Boys. So this was always in the mind. The point of doing this entire show was to set up season 4.
Yeah.
And then put Kate in the 7 with her one arm, because now you have a handicapped person in the 7 because she only has one arm.
That's a good point.
That was always the point of doing this show.
Yeah.
So I understood that, and now we brought these new characters that we understand, and now the Butcher has a lot of people to fight with now.
Right.
So we have all type of characters that can carry it on, even if some of these people want to leave.
Yeah.
So I thought that it was smart. It was actually on their part doing this show, letting us think it's all in its own little area, and then realizing the connective tissue is exactly what we need for season 4.
Yeah.
Without trying to bring a new character in, we already have the new characters.
Yeah.
So that's what I thought about this one.
You could actually just like, not that I don't want this, but you could not do a season 2 of Gen V and just fuse all those characters into season 4 and just keep going with that story. But I
actually don't think you're going to get a season 2 of Gen V.
No?
Yeah, they already announced it.
Oh, yeah.
They already announced a season 2 of Gen V.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a week and a half ago, right?
It'll be the exact same thing. It's just The Boys.
How do you move on from the school? Because the school's over. Like that. That's
no, it's not. No, so what they did is they called them the Hero of God U.
Yeah, there's a new Heroes of Godolkin or whatever they were called. Like all those people on that airplane, that they got in at the end, like knew who the bad guys were, who was trying to kill them. Like, and then now they're all in the lie. Like, no, you need to shut up. Like, Ashley, I get because Ashley's used to that shit, but everyone else, it was like, no, you need to shut up and you need to pretend Homelander's the hero still, even though he wants us dead.
He already told you that he'll just vaporize everybody.
Yeah. So like all these like people who thought like supers are cool, like, and are on that plane, they're like, oh yeah, no, we're fucked. So that was kind of like interesting kind of take, and just that the whole ending scene, and I remember at the beginning of the season when we did like episode 1, we're like, I really don't want to see cameos. I don't want to see Homelander, but they gave them to us, and they gave it to us in such a nice small dose where it makes sense and it sets up another season, but also enough where it ties everything in, because now like the students are having this whole kind of like uprising. Homelander's the Magneto of it all. If you want to compare it to X-Men, so it's really gonna be interesting where it goes. And because now you have like Marie Monroe, who's like kind of like, no, everyone, we need to live together in peace. And then you have Homelander wants to kill everybody, but then you got Butcher in the middle, which is like, I don't give a shit, I just want them dead, like because he messed up this shit with my wife, so and even in the comic book he was kind of like that. He didn't care about anything. He's like, no, all supers need to die. So it's kind of like interesting, like you have all the sides of it.
Showrunner said so. In the end of Gen V and then the beginning of season 4 of The Boys is like 3 days. Like 3 days later.
Oh, wow.
That's I see that. I can see that.
So I think that they'll be part of how they get out of the stuff. There'll be characters in season 4, but it's just, I guess they'll have another another season. Maybe it's a continuation after that. They're not going to be the focal point, but they'll just be part of what's going on.
I think the good thing that the show did, though, was The Boys gave us the perspective of these people who did not like supers. And other than Starlight, we really don't have a lot of other supers who are on our protagonist side. But now we have a whole host of them. So now we have a completely different perspective of, we don't want to die. Like we're cool. Like we legitimately just want to save people. So now you have the balance of both of those worlds. The Boys is all about killing Supes, and Supes, the Gen V is all about, I guess, being Supes and what that means.
Yeah. Which makes sense because
there are.
But I was gonna say it makes sense because the guys in The Boys, they were like created and they're like, oh, you're gonna be these big, not heroes, but you're gonna be these big things on camera, and you're gonna make us a lot of money, and you're gonna be salespeople and shit like that. But then you have the younger generation, which is the Gen V people, kids that like go to school for this and do all this like cool stuff. Where it's like they're kind of are told to drink the Kool-Aid a little bit, where they're like, no, I am a hero, and I'm sure a lot of those people do want to do good stuff. So now you have the people in power that have power, and people who just want to be heroes. It just, that's why there's so many layers of everybody, because you have normies that are all across the board, and you have supers that are all across the board, and
you even have like normies amongst the supers, like Cricket. Like she wants nothing to do with this superhero life, but now she's wrapped up in it.
Actually, she's wrapped up in a room because they isn't with no doors.
Right.
And
she's my favorite character, actually.
She is.
What did you guys think about the whole polarity Andre thing? Finding out every time he uses his power, like you have a mini little tear in your brain tissue, like you're killing yourself to use your powers.
Some sad shit.
And then what does Dad say? I have no problem with it because it provided for you. That hit me. I was like, damn.
It's a real conversation. Like that is something, I mean, not to the point of like putting a tumor in your brain, but that is something that I could see a parent saying, like, I suffered through this so I could put food on the table. Yes, it's killing me. Yes, I worked in the coal mine. Yes, I worked
coal mine
in the pollution, the plant, but I put food on the table.
Yeah. My mind went to football players right away. Like, yes, I have brain damage, but you are gonna live live in
you had
at
a
least
good
some
life,
good means.
And I want you to go ahead and do it. You would do it for your family too.
Right.
Yeah. But I don't know. What do you think, Brandon, about the whole polarity thing?
In my head canon, things went really bad for Sean Patrick Thomas after marrying Julia Stiles. No, I'm joking. But no, I really didn't. I really didn't expect that. I think it just adds an extra layer. I like the idea of. I really like that they're doing these individual character arcs, and I really like when they go in a direction that I didn't expect, because it kind of makes me feel a little more invested. So that I didn't see coming, and that I really liked. It's just another arc that I'm really interested to see them go deeper with, and what happens next season. Like I mentioned, it's things like that, not just the spectacle and the action aspect and the way things end, but like these developments in characters and revelations about characters that really has me waiting for more.
Yeah,
Mhm.
because you know they're going to put Polarity Senior in a position where he has to use his powers, and he dies.
Yeah.
Polarity Junior has to figure it out and deal with it. You know, that's
Mhm.
kind of the natural evolution of this story arc.
Yeah, he's gonna do it, saving the son.
Right.
Oh,
Because once again,
100%.
he did it all for his son.
Yep.
So it's gonna be a time where you're gonna see him do it again to save his son. That's
Yeah.
the only thing that matters to him.
Yeah, but yeah, that's gonna be interesting. That's why. How does that affect Andre? You know, like, does he take up the mantle? You know, or does he play the game? He's like, oh man, I don't want to squander what my dad gave to me. You know, so I'm not gonna be the heroes and ruin my life. You know, like it's really interesting because, like, remember, like Marie was calling him the whole time and he kept ignore, which I get. Yeah, the bigger problems, but also that was the
They
best
already
part.
said
I
they were
laughed.
going to be a massacre. He's already part of the massacre. He's the one that caused it and killed all the humans and all that stuff. Now
Who?
Andre, Marie, Andre's
Oh,
in that room with
He's in the
them.
room
So,
with them. Yeah.
So
Yeah,
they put their faces on as the 4 people who caused this whole massacre the problem.
Yeah.
So there's no going back to being a superhero now, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's why. I mean, maybe, you know, Polarity does something to help out. He's like, oh, he's just in the wrong crowd type of shit, you know?
Yeah.
He killed too many people.
I mean, but it doesn't matter because, I mean, look what happened to Kate and Sam, and they're heroes now. So it's whatever the media wants to say, you know? So if they're like,
already labeled him like as this is the problem.
And but that doesn't matter anymore. Homelander killed somebody in front of everybody, and they're like, "Oh, cool, thank you."
Homelander. Isn't that cool that Marie was able to take a Homelander blast?
Yeah, that was amazing.
Die.
That was super interesting.
Yeah,
you know, I really want to explore what her powers are.
Yeah,
because I'm like, was that on her or was that
I'm
on
kinda mixed on
Homelander?
that, yeah.
You know, or did somebody else step in and do something?
Mhm.
You know, like did like you know Andre throw? I don't know. I'm curious to see what's going on with it.
I always just assumed that like she could save someone else's life. Her powers immediately took over for herself.
Hmm.
Yeah.
She kept herself alive, and then
Yeah.
she started to heal.
It is
we
wild.
find out like she's more like Wolverine than she is like, you know, Scott. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, to throw. It's not about me throwing stuff at you or blood or any of that stuff. That I can actually keep my blood within my body. It does not leave. I control it, so
Yeah.
I can never be
Even like-
damaged. I don't bleed out.
See, I was thinking something more like silly, where like her body knew it was coming, so like it took all the platelets in her body and like concentrated something stupid, you know, where like it made her blood kind of like a wall, you know.
Yeah, that's
I don't
stupid.
know.
That sounds great.
Yeah,
that's
a great
I was like,
yeah,
like Homelander doesn't know that these people exist that could possibly kill. And I think we brought it up last time. You know, it was like, can she blow up Homelander's head? You know, and that was kind of the thing. It was like,
yeah, I think she could because I think Head Popper from from the boys absolutely. You know, she scares me. Yeah.
Now she got the virus too.
Yep. Oh, and the thing about Marie is I love the fact that slowly over the course of the season they just reveal how much more powerful she is than like even like the detecting of the V, the what's
when the what you call his son was coming after her and she could hear the heartbeat.
Yeah,
she could isolate where he's doing. She could see him coming. I was like,
oh, that reveal, I was not expecting that. I don't even know why I didn't like put 2 and 2 together with him being the son of Translucent. Yeah,
Translucent. Yeah, his name is Vanisher.
I didn't. Like that. I don't know why that never crossed my mind, but yeah, that was pretty good. Why was he? Yeah. Why was he having sex with goats throughout the entire throughout this entire season?
Man, there's a lot of shit a lot of people did in this show that you're like, wow.
What if we have Marie is more powerful than Victoria Newman, and we find out or Homelander knows about her because they talked about her like in school, and they actually already told him about her, and he has already put 2 together. Like She could kill me. And Butcher also gets that stuff and realizes she's the key to everything.
Yep.
Mm.
If the Dean really wanted to do what she was trying to do, she would have went to Butcher, but she probably doesn't know Butcher. But yeah, he would have taken that virus in a heartbeat.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Except
yeah.
he still would have killed him, but
No, it says it doesn't. Oh, well, he does have the powers.
He
now, right?
has powers now. So I mean, but he's
great.
he's that Twister type of guy. I mean, I'll
Yeah.
murder me to murder you. So
Yeah.
I mean, I can see it.
Yeah.
And if anybody read the book, man, read the book. It is crazy. And they are so far away from the book, but they're still pulling certain things from it. And I'm really, really curious what they're gonna do. I'm still hoping Sam becomes what the fuck, the ninja guy. Can't think of his name. I have a brain fart. Because like spoiler, Homelander kills him. So I'm kind of interested to see if they replace him, because I don't think that character is gone.
Are you talking about
the ninja guy
Cybot, or whatever his name was? Not Cybot, but the guy who's all black.
Yeah.
What the hell was his name? The boy's characters.
Black Noir.
Black Noir.
Yeah.
I'm gonna, because Black Noir is,
but Black Noir is black
in the show. Yeah,
he's black.
In the comic book, he is a very, very, very different character.
Yeah,
very different character in the comic book, and a very important character in the comic book. So that's why when they killed him, I'm like, what? Like, what's going on? It's like, so I'm kind of curious to see what they do with Sam, but because he's very, very powerful and also crazy, So I don't know. It just, the way it ended was very satisfying. The way they set up the teaser for the next season of Gen V was great, and the teaser for the boys. I was like, how are you going to end the show that was great and set up 2 more shows?
Yep.
In a perfect way. I was like Kevin Feige. Like,
I was gonna say, the last thing I will say is Marvel. Watch.
Take notes. Like,
that's what you're supposed to do right there.
Less blood, less penis exploding, but take away that and you still do a good show. So so I don't know.
And props to Amazon, man. They are just really good at this superhero game. They're doing a really good job. Between this and Invincible, it's just phenomenal.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. Any last thoughts on this episode?
It kind of covers it as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. So pretty excited about that. So if you're watching on the replay, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. That lets YouTube know we're doing some good stuff. But let us know what you think about the finale of Gen V. I kept wanting to say the boys. But yeah, what you thought about how it all ended, where you think it's gonna go in season 2 and season 4, 5 of the boys. All that 4, all that good stuff.